So today we're going to learn about our life plan part 4, and we're going to go through all the steps and understand how to do it. And here today I have Kaden to help me. Kaden, you want to say hi real quick? Hi. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to go through number 21 on our textbook 4.1c. If you don't remember what that is, it's right here. And we're going to create a realistic savings plan for ourselves, and we're going to model it over 20 years. We're going to graph it, and we're going to put it in our portfolio. Make sure to understand that we're going to hit all of the elements that are required here to earn full credit. So we're going to use an electronic spreadsheet. We're going to name it life plan underscore our name. We're going to have a realistic plan. We're not going to save $1 trillion, you know, and it's going to be over 20 years, and we're going to graph it, and we're going to show all 20 years. And then the student, we're going to make sure that the graph is accurate. So first step is to find a savings plan. Now I found a bunch of saving plan online using mutual funds. Mutual funds are a lot like, you know, a savings account, except you can't just go get the money. It kind of holds on to it for a while for you. They're a great way to have a retirement here in America. I do not know if you have mutual funds. You may look at CDs instead, but a lot of times if you just put things in a savings account, the interest rate isn't very good. You want at least a 2.5% interest rate on your money. So try to look for somewhere you can get that. Here we're going to pick something from this list. I'm going to find one that's been around for a long time. So here's one that's been around for about 50 years, this Explorer Fund. And right now it's not doing too well. I mean, it's down a little bit, but that's okay. Because over 50 years, it's averaged a 9.17% interest rate. So with that, there is an expense. They charge you for using this, and they charge you 4.46% or 0.5%. So I'm going to use this fund. Let's say I'm going to start depositing my money in it, and so I'm going to take away 0.5%. So I'm going to use 8.5 instead of 9 on my savings plan. So here we have, I'm going to re-enter my data here just to show you what I did. So here's 8.5%, and then the rate is going to equal the percent and divide it by 12. And then our deposit amount will be how much we're going to put into it per month, so that will be $250. And then our number of times we're going to deposit is going to equal the year times 12. You're right, bud. And then we're going to use our FV formula, future value formula. So I'm going to find FV. If you need to search for it, you can search for it. So FV and hit go. And that'll come up and hit OK. And then our rate is here. Our number of times is 12. And our payment or deposit is right here. And then our present value, we can always just use 0. That'll work. That'll be fine. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a negative in front. I'll show you this. So this is how much money you would save after 1 year of doing this. But I'm going to put a negative in front. Oops. So that it turns positive. So after 1 year of my savings plan, I'm going to have $250 a month. I'm going to have $3,119. And then I'm going to do this for more years. So we're going to have the same interest rate for 20 years. Because remember, that's been around for 50 years. So odds are they're going to have that stable rate. So we're going to keep bringing that down. And I'm just bringing this down, clicking the box. So every year is going to be the same. What is going to change is this number of this NPR. It's going to change because every year we're going to have 12 deposits. So now when I bring this down, it's going to tell me how much money I have at the end of each year. So, and there it is, $250 a month at a 9% rate. Kind of cool. So, and then if you want to actually find out how much is interest, you could do that separately, which I'll do at the end of my video. But here we have our wonderful amount of money that we have. So after 20 years, we have $156,000 if we invest it in this at $250 a month, which is kind of cool. Next, we're going to graph this. So I'm going to take my money here, all my graphs, and then I'm going to hit, we're going to hit data. Is it data? Maybe it's not data. We're going to insert a graph is what we're going to do. And then we're going to use a line chart here. So let's see if we can find one that's going to work for us. Hey, there it is. That's pretty cool. Yeah, and there it is. There's our curve, right? It's an exponential curve. And then I wonder if we can connect these dots here. Yeah, That's pretty cool. So let's see if we can connect these dots here. Let's see here, change chart type. So if we go in here, we can pick this through. There's a lot of different ones. Here's one that has the curve all shown and everything. That's kind of cool. Let's see here, lines. There, that's what I want. I want a line. There we go. So we can see a beautiful curve here. This is called an exponential curve. Notice it's not straight. And that's because we are increasing at, we're getting interest every year. And this right here is how you'd get full credit just about, because we are make sure we're on sheet 4, right? You get 2 points for being on sheet 4. And then we do have to save this. So when I save this, I'm going to save it so that it's, life plan with a name underneath. So again, if you have wondered about that, I would go here, and we got to save it just like this, life plan with your name. And so I would go back to my document and type that in right here and then hit save, which I'm not going to because I'm not turning it in. I'm just showing you how to do it. But it's really cool now. Because if you're I like math and I love numbers, so let's just do a little bit extra that doesn't ask for it on the chart. So if you could stop here, this is everything you need to know. But what I do want to talk about is how much money we're actually making in interest each year. So what we're going to do is we're going to say equals this number times this number, and that's how much interest. That's how much money we put into the account. Okay, so this tells us how much money we actually put in the account, and then this is how much we have. So you can actually see that when I put these two numbers together, so if I put how much I have in the account, I take away, because this is a negative number, how much that I put into the account, that over 20 years I actually have more money in my account than how much I put in, which is really cool. And that's because the interest is kicking in and doubling for us. So it's kind of neat how much money we're actually getting from interest over the years. Hopefully this helps you out with how to do it. If you have any questions, let me know. I can always make another video about explaining everything. But again, this is exactly what I would do to make sure I got full credit. Oh, you gotta say bye-bye, Kaden.
Bye-bye.